my lovey-dovey's bunches of oats, little cuties. Hope you're having the best day or night whenever you're watching this. I wanted to take you along for the rest of my afternoon, do like a short little video just because I miss you all. I am leaving to go grab a pair of tennis shoes I've had my eyes on for a very, very long time now. I'm not leaving until 3 o'clock though, so until then I'm going to keep writing. That's what I've been doing pretty much all morning / early afternoon, is just typing away. I'm working on a Substack, which I'm really excited about. So if you're into Substacks, I'm doing a newsletter thing, and I'm doing there's like a free portion, and then if you pay like the monthly subscription, which is pretty low, then you can get like the extra articles and stuff. But I'm really excited about it. I've also been working on my novel. I was working on a fantasy one for quite a bit, and I just was struggling so much that I changed gears, and I'm now working on a mystery thriller, like murder mystery, and it's going a lot better. I don't know why, but for some reason I was like totally hitting a wall when it came to creating an entire new world. So I eventually will want to come back to fantasy, but it might need to be fantasy like rooted in our world, because coming up with like city, like the planet name, and then the countries and all the continents and the cities, and like coming up with the governments and how everything worked, it wasn't fun to me. It was overwhelming. I hated it. I couldn't decide, like I couldn't figure things out, and then I would be like, whatever, I'll just write. And then I'd go to write and I'd be like, well, I don't know how to do this because I don't know this XYZ rule of the world. And then I just hated it. I guess for the moment I'm creative, but not creative in that way. So I accepted it, and now I'm working on this other murder mystery, which is a standalone right now, but could definitely turn it into a series. Anyway, I'm really obsessed with her. I'm obviously not very far along because I just kind of restarted and had a mid-book crisis. But now we're working on her, and I'm hoping to finish it in the next month, in the next 2 months, if I can do it, so we'll see. But anyway, that's what I've been working on, so very exciting. While I was in Pittsburgh, I got my hair darkened. I just got a touch-up, but my hair lightened so much that it looks like I went like a lot darker. I really didn't. I just did what I did before, but my hair had lightened after not being touched for 4 months, so now it looks different. And those are my updates for now. So let's keep writing, and then you'll go on the journey with me to get the sneakers. No, because I am so excited about this. You have no idea. Let me get her. You can't even see her. This is my new prized possession. Oh, this is what it is to be a grown-up. This is what it is to adults. I received this suitcase from away, and it made my entire month, okay? Maybe even year. You know, I'm so excited about her. Okay, I was using another carry-on, and I'm even gonna invest and get the check-in too, so I can have the set. This is the navy blue, by the way. And I have the everywhere bag, the bigger carry-on, and then I'm gonna get the check-in. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm going on a trip next weekend to see my friends for their graduation, and I can't wait to use her. Oh, she slays the day away. Because luggage is an investment, right? That's how I see it. So I got my other suitcases, my previous suitcases. I got that like fairly recently, I guess. And I knew the next one I was going to get was going to be away. But I was like, I have to wait a little bit. I have to wait until my previous suitcase was kind of starting to fall apart, just so I could feel like justified getting a new one so quickly. To be fair, it was. And I actually was upset. I was like, I cannot believe I've only had this for a little bit of time and it's already malfunctioning. Like the handle would just randomly stop working, and then I'd be panicked trying to get my suitcase out of the overhead bin, and it's falling on me, or put it into the overhead bin rather, and it's not like going down. It's a mess. That would never happen with her. Since I received her, I've literally been walking around my apartment, practicing, walking around the airport. Like she glides. Oh, and it has a little like grip at the bottom, so that after you go through security and you're taking your bag off the scanner belt, easy to lift, seamless. You just go, and you're putting it in the overhead bin. You go, like, it's just perfect. I thought of everything. Another thing I love is that there's like a little pocket right here. Look at how clean that looks. I can't get over how smooth it is. Honestly, even if I wasn't working with Away, I would still have bought all of this. Like, I'm actually obsessed with everything they do, their brand, their products. Ever since I became a grown-up, I started doing research on things before I buy it. Like, there's a long and tedious process before I invest my money in something, anything. From a big purchase to a little purchase to any, well, not a tiny purchase, but like most of my purchases are very thoughtfully considered. And I did lots of research on suitcases because I knew old suitcases were kind of falling apart at the seams a little bit, which again is crazy because I haven't had them that long, which just goes to show that like research is important, because I didn't research before I bought those. Before I even heard about the opportunity to work with Away, I was planning on buying this anyway. So anyway, do your own research, but even if you do, you'll come to the same conclusion that I did, which is that Away is the best. It's clean, it's sleek, it's simple but sophisticated. It's gone through like 30 plus tests to ensure the durability of the suitcase. Of course, who doesn't love a lock situation? I always prefer that. I always lock my suitcases when I travel. What I really like about this, because the other suitcase I used to have, it had a different kind of compression situation, and so the compression actually, like the flap actually broke on my other suitcase pretty early on, so then I would just like lay it on top of everything else. So when I opened this suitcase and I saw this design, I was immediately obsessed. Oh, choose the moment. Oh, and comes with a water-resistant polyester drawstring bag so that you can use it as a little laundry bag while you're traveling, which I love. And a very silly, well, actually it's not that silly, but a little detail that I immediately noticed is with other suitcases, when I've received, they like always kind of give you a laundry bag. With the other ones, they've always been tiny. I'm like, what is gonna fit in that bag? This one is actually big. This one actually makes sense. Like after a trip, yes, it will make sense for me to use that and put things in here and tuck them away so that they can be separate from my clean clothes when I'm returning home. So this is the Everywhere bag, and it has a water-resistant nylon and a luxe leather trim. It's beautiful. It has lots of space to organize everything inside. You can put your keys on here, which I love. I always get freaked out about losing my keys while I'm on vacation, but then whenever I get home, or like on a trip, but then whenever I get home, I'm always like, oh, I stuffed them so far away, I have no idea where they are. You can stick your laptop in there and it's nice and padded, so it's safe. There's a water bottle pocket. It's all just very seamless, and there's lots of space to organize everything, which I love. Like, traveling is already stressful and chaotic, so why not make it easier on yourself and make it as organized as possible? So anywho, this suitcase will be my new personality for a while. I'm obsessed. Highly recommend it. I think you'll really enjoy this suitcase. You're alive! Top 10 worst things to experience ever is being in Times Square in general, but going to Times Square by accident and not mentally preparing. Oh my god, I want to literally scream right now, okay? Nobody knows how to walk. Hello my pookies, it's another day and I am ending the video here, but I wanted to have a quick chat before we went. It's been a minute since I've brain dumped to you. Something that's been on my mind lately, which is really interesting because I used to feel so strongly the other way. But I kind of consider the future a lot, which isn't great. My therapist says that I should have a healthy concern for the future but not be obsessed. I border on obsessed, but I'm working on it, so hopefully that gets better. But I'm always kind of thinking, and to be honest, I do think that it's our society kind of contributing to this anxiety about it, but I'm always thinking about like my 30s. So I'm like, okay, at that point everyone else is, well, some people are doing it a lot younger, but at that point, like, people have got kids, they're married, they're kind of settled down, they've bought a house, whatever, like life is calm for them. And so for a really long time I thought that that's what I had to want and that's what I wanted, and I really made it attractive to myself. I was like, no, you want that. I thought to myself, you're an introvert, you love reading and spending time in nature and going on hikes, so like that's what you want. Like you want a house in the countryside with a garden, maybe a horse, and you want a bunch of kids and you want to be married, whatever. And so I was like, okay, I'll enjoy my time in New York, but like that's what I'm working towards, like that's what I want. And I even felt this way in LA. I was like, that's what I need. Like I'm gonna just live in the middle of nowhere and be really happy with like animals and nature and whatever. I don't know, I think it's just the way I'm designed, but it's important for me to know what I'm working towards. Like obviously you need to be present, not on autopilot, and be in the moment. That's obviously key. But it is important for me to know like which direction I'm trying to go, just so I have an understanding of the path I'm on. And so for a long time, because I thought that's what I wanted, I was working towards that, appreciating the city while I was here, but like ultimately being like, you need to end up there. And then I don't know what happened, but something just completely switched in my head. It wasn't, maybe it was moving to New York, but it didn't happen until a few months after I moved here. But one day I woke up and I thought to myself, if I ever move to the country, if I ever leave the city again, I would rather die. But I was like, wait, that's really weird. I've never felt like that before. And then I started to think about it and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because our society, the content I was consuming, the lifestyle I was aspiring to, like the creators I was looking at, everyone like really romanticizes the country, which I think is great. Nature is obviously really important and we need to be a little bit more in tune with our surroundings and everything. But I just forced that want on myself so much that I didn't even really stop to consider if that's what I really wanted. I was just like, that's what you should want. And I wanted it so bad for the last like 4 years. And like I said, maybe it's living in New York. It's a big change for me, because I always envisioned myself, like, obviously you're not supposed to plan it out, but I always envisioned myself in the back of my head, like getting married in my late 20s and then moving into the middle of nowhere and just really living that kind of life. And who knows, maybe everything will change by then, but like, I'm only 4 years away from that. Oh my God. Whoa. That's crazy talk. Anyway, let's say at 28 I was gonna do all that. I'm only 4 years away from that, and I couldn't tell you anything I would want less. It's just something that hit me. Thought it was important to talk about, because maybe you've been thinking like you kind of have to want that just because that's what everyone else does. Of course there are people who raise their kids in the city, but like it's kind of like universally like, well, you don't really want to raise your kids in the city. Like you're gonna move to the suburbs and they're gonna ride a yellow school bus from the bus stop in the quiet neighborhood where everyone is safe and young and families and blah 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 blah. And now can't do that. I don't want it. I want to be in the city forever and ever. There's just nothing better than being in the city. There's so much to do. Every day I wake up and I'm like, there's a new adventure awaiting me. And of course you can feel like that, where it's a little bit more peaceful, but I just don't. It's just not in my nature. And it's time for me to learn more about myself and stop like deciding what I should want or do or wear, and just allow myself to actually gravitate towards something. And that's something I gravitated towards. One day I woke up, realized organically that I just need the city life right now. So thank you for indulging my very weird random talk, but I wanted to open up about it because remove like the perspective of city versus countryside and apply to anything. I don't know if you've maybe felt pressured to do a certain job or like have a certain career or follow a certain path or like stay in your hometown or leave your hometown, whatever. Like if you've felt like you should, just want to remind you that you don't have to do anything but what you actually want and desire. And this is just your little reminder to check in with yourself every once in a while. Make sure you're on the path you want to be on, but also appreciating the moment. And you're working towards the life you want to live. It was just important for me to realize that. I felt called to share it with all of you, so you'd have to drag me out of this city kicking and screaming. And even though I did watch a man go to the bathroom in the middle of the street today, I still feel the same way. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm so happy to see you all again. I'm sending you all my love. Bye, my loves.